I loved the ceremony. I thought it was fantastic. I thought we'd have a marvellous bunch of winners. I thought this was probably the best year since I've been involved with Whitley. I'm privileged to be one of the judges on the Whitley panel, and I thought this year was exceptionally good.
The ceremony was one of the best I've been to. I've been to quite a number over the past 10 years, and I just thought the recipients were stimulating and covering an interesting new area for Whitley Fund for Nature.
Yes, I enjoyed it very much. It's the first time I've attended. I found it far more, it was fundamentally different to other charity ceremonies I've attended in the past, far more invigorating.
I really enjoyed the ceremony. I found it really uplifting to hear about all of the different projects, and even though people have overcome adversities, actually what they've managed to achieve is really incredible.
In truth, it's hearing from the winners directly, them standing up there speaking with such passion. It's very inspiring to see.
One of the things that I loved about the winners tonight was the variety of people who won the awards. I mean, I thought Fawiza, is 29 years old, and such a firebrand and wanting to sue the government and sue multinational companies who are causing damage in Indonesia. And of course, she's an Indonesian herself, and she's so eloquent and so determined to act in that way. And yet you've also got people who are working with species on the ground, like Gilbert and his squeaker frogs. So you've got this big variety.
I mean, I was actually moved by all of them. The guy from Georgia spoke really well about his transition from being someone who didn't care about conservation to someone who was clearly moved by the slaughter of these birds of prey and decided to do something. And also the story of the Gold Award winner, who was a dentist who suddenly became a conservationist and found this incredible link between healthcare and looking after the environment.
I loved the guy who talked about the frogs, and when he actually produced the sound that the frogs made, that was very sweet. But all the participants were fantastic, and they're inspirational in their stories.
The real excitement I always found about the Whitley Awards is the power of the individual and the positivity. So in a world where we can often feel it's all doom and gloom, everything's bad, the environment's depressing, species going extinct, to actually see that people working on the front line at the grassroots level and making a real difference and inspiring people around them, whether it's communities or policy makers. So actually making things happen and making a difference.
I'm a passionate supporter of the Whitley Fund for Nature because I think it's so important to back people and their organisations who are doing amazing things for wildlife. I mean, as we all know, wildlife is in terrible trouble. We're losing the war to try and conserve the world's wildlife. But you can make a difference, and Whitley is backing people who are young, emerging leaders in trying to make a difference. And that's the kind of thing we've got to build on.
Well, I've only just started supporting, but it's clearly a very powerful organisation. We're supporting fantastic causes. So, and I'm one who wants to see its work continue to be supported. So. It's a fantastic journey to sort of start on.
The reason why I support the Whitley Fund for Nature is because I know that the money goes to where it matters most. It's not going to overheads and offices, expensive offices in Britain or Europe. It's going to the people with passion on the ground who often have a better understanding than people do in the West.
I support the Whitley Fund for Nature because it's actually giving directly to the people on the ground who are creating the change, who are engaging with the community, and they are true conservationists.
My support for the Whitley Awards is I think it's a phenomenal platform to showcase what people can do and how people can make a difference. It brings attention to species like the squeaker frog that people won't even have thought of, and know how important all biodiversity is and what a difference you can make, by one passionate individual who's going to make a difference about those frogs, whatever he does.
I support the Whitley Fund for Nature because you know where the money is going. It is so inspirational that you feel that if people that are winning from the backgrounds they come from can achieve so much, then really we have no excuse not to do something ourselves.
I think it's really important to have a fund that really understands the kind of connection between people and their environment, and actually how, I think one of the awards winners said, how we can contribute back to nature. I think that's a really important focus that the Whitley Fund has.
The thing I've been really impressed by is the focus on projects where human beings and the environments in which they live are both sides are being considered.
Firstly, they're very humble. I think that the speeches are incredible. A lot of these people, the winners, haven't been to England before. I believe I'm right in saying that some of them haven't spoken English before. So I'm very impressed with the fact that they can get up on stage. I wouldn't be able to do it so well, and give these incredible speeches.
I think the thing that impresses me most about the Whitley winners is their passion. You know, it's one thing to talk about how, yeah, we need to conserve wildlife because actually that's good for people because they need the forest for food and for materials to live and all that. But it's the passion that comes through in the Whitley winners, and it's passion that inspires other people, and people respond to passion, and you could feel it in the audience tonight.
I'm really impressed with how they've managed to take a very kind of local model, and they're not imposing kind of solutions onto people. They're helping people work through them, through their issues within the community, and I think that's a really laudable effort.
Firstly, with the high-profile people present, from the presenters to having the Princess Royal presenting the awards and Sir David Attenborough narrating the film is bringing attention to issues that are really hard to communicate and to really get out there to a wider audience. So, you know, a lot of the places and species and the individuals nobody's ever heard of before, and the Whitley Award here at the beautiful venue of the RGS in the centre of London with, you know, all of the media and attention is actually giving a spotlight on the issues that really need them.
I think the thing that most impresses me is that they are making a difference to the communities, to the environment, and to the species that they're looking after. And that's going on not for 1 year or 2 years, but over a long period of time, and the passion of the individuals involved.